guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the week preceding November 12th. I did get quite a few books. I think this is for 2 weeks as well. I think I forgot to do a Stacking the Shelves last week. So I have, let me see, 8 books to go through for the last 2 weeks. So I'm just going to go and start going through them. You can just ignore the Christmas presents over here. Yes, I have done a lot of Christmas shopping already. I just like to get it done early. It's kind of a habit from when I used to end up traveling a lot for work on Thanksgiving through Christmas. And so I try to get everything done really early so I wasn't super stressed out about all that. So yeah, most of my Christmas shopping is done and I just wrap them because I don't like all these boxes sitting around my office. So now at least I have pretty wrapped boxes sitting around my office. Anyways, back to the books I got for the last 2 weeks. I did get one book for review, and that is Wake the Bones by Elizabeth Kilcoin. This comes, I didn't actually write down when this comes out. Anyways, I don't know when this comes out, but I will put it under the book over there. It's about a girl named Laurel who lives on a farm, and it sounds like first the plants in the woods around her house kind of they start to wilt and go evil and die and get weird. And then the people start to die and come back and be weird. And so she's trying to figure out how to deal with this dark weirdness that is around her house. I did buy a couple of books as well. One of them is more of a story that I got for free for signing up for a newsletter thing. And that is the book Rust and Steam by Anne Renwick. This is part of the Elemental Steampunk world, and this is one of the Elemental Steampunk stories. You basically get it for free if you sign up for her newsletter, and there's a few authors I do like to get their newsletters just to find out when new stuff is coming out by them, and I realized I hadn't signed up for her, so I went ahead and signed up for it and got that for free. And then I did buy one. I actually pre-bought this a long time ago, and that is The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 11 by Nagabe, and this is the final volume in The Girl from the Other Side, and I'm both kind of sad and very excited to see how everything ends, because the last volume left us at a huge cliffhanger, and I got this yesterday, and I almost just sat down and read it right away, but I decided to wait. So yeah, I'll be reading this very soon. All right, and then on to books that I borrowed in one form or another. I did get A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This is the first book in the Monk and Robot series, and it is more of a novella. I think it's 160 pages long. I just finished reading it, and it was really, really good. I really liked it, and it's about the world in the future, and humanity had built robots to run everything, but realized that the robots were developing sentience, and so they gave the robots a choice whether to serve humans or leave, and the robots decided to leave and go live in the wild. So now humanity doesn't run with a lot of AI anymore. And this particular book is about a monk who becomes a tea monk, and he goes from village to village and serves tea, and he runs into one of these wild robots. And it was very well done. It's there's a little bit of humor, it's a little funny, but it's also very thoughtful, and a lot of thought about what makes people human and what drives someone's purpose in life, what do you need to do to make you feel successful, and things like that. I thought it was successful or fulfilled, or just you're serving your purpose. I just thought it was incredibly well done, and again, a very full amount of world building, great character development in such a short page space. I'm always very impressed with that because I'm busy, and if I can get so much impact from a story in such a short page space, I think that takes a lot of talent, and so I'm very much looking forward to future books in the series. And this is the second Becky Chambers novella I've read. I do have the first book in her science fiction series to read. I have not read it yet, but I do plan on reading it in the next month or so. So hopefully her full-length books are just as excellent as her novellas, because her novellas have been amazing. All right, the other one I borrowed for audio from the library on audiobook is 500 Miles from You, and this is the third book in the Scotch Bookshop series by Jenny Colgan. This series is just a fun series about mainly London-based women who somehow get displaced and end up in this small Scottish town. And they are kind of contemporary romance. There is a romance. They usually meet somebody in this small town and end up staying there. but there's also a little bit of them just finding out what they want to do with their lives and finding kind of their new selves, basically. Like, they had some big conflict in London and they ended up in the small Scottish town and they're working through it. This one in particular I'm listening to right now. It has been very good. It's about a like a visiting nurse practitioner in London who goes through a very traumatic experience and gets put kind of on leave for post-traumatic stress syndrome in the small Scottish town. In order to do that, they have her switch towns with the nurse practitioner in the small Scottish town, and that guy moves into London. And right now it's been mostly about just them both trying to adjust to these very different atmospheres, and it's been pretty funny and cute. And kind of like the Scottish town guy likes the small town, but when he moves into London, he's starting to learn to kind of appreciate things about London, and the London girl is kind of appreciating things about the small Scottish town. And it's been very good. There's been some parts that have been a little like tear jerky because they're just so emotional and upsetting because the nurse in London did go through something pretty bad, and but very good. I've been enjoying this, and you're getting like mini reviews now for all these books, so I apologize. The other one I got on loan through Kindle Unlimited is The Ghost Society, which is the 4th book in the Spellwood Academy series by Kate Avery Ellison. This isn't a super popular series, but it is a Kindle Unlimited one that I really like. It's a young adult like paranormal series that features fae and fairy, and I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of a theme. And I've been enjoying them. They're just easy, fun, quick reads. And whenever I'm thinking, oh, I'd like a young adult paranormal book, I just kind of pick this series up. So this is the most recent book. It just came out. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And I'll probably be reading it next or soon. All right, and another one that I'm actually reading right now that I borrowed from the library in ebook format is Throne Breakers by Rebecca Kaufman, Dapper, and this is the 2nd book in the Crown Chasers series, which Crown Chasers was one of my favorite books last year. It is a science fiction book, but it is just, I don't even know how to explain it. It is so fast-paced. There's so many amazing worlds you visit and like really cool characters and the interactions between the characters. It just balanced so many things while being so incredibly entertaining. And the 2nd book is ending up just like the 1st book. I'm about 30% of the way through it, and I have a really hard time putting it down. Like, you just want to keep reading because so many things are happening and you're just pulling for these characters and they're going through so much, and the worlds and different races you're meeting are so interesting, and I've just been really loving it. So very much enjoying that and very excited to get that. And then the other one that I borrowed from the library at ebook is one I actually already read, and the review should post the day before this video comes out. So, and that is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Carr. This is the 2nd Cassandra Carr book I've read. I also read Hammers on Bone, which is the 1st in the Persons Non Grata series. There's 2 novellas in that series, which I don't know if you call it a series at that point, but I liked Hammers on Bone a lot better than Nothing But Blackened Teeth. In general, I'm going to say that I don't think I'm a huge fan of Carr's writing style. It's just Nothing But Blackened Teeth was just a little bit too, I don't know, I want to say pedantic. It's like a very typical haunted house story. I do like that she pulled in like some Japanese mythology with yokai and kitsune and all these kind of things, but it just was, I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the story and the way it was paced. I didn't really like anything. It was fine. It's one of those books you read and you completely forget because it's fine. It's a fine ghost story, but it wasn't anything special and it wasn't anything really that interesting. If you do want to try Carr's writing, I would definitely do Hammers on Bone because that was way more creative and way more interesting. And I think she's one of those writers. She has really good ideas. Like, I like the concept behind the story, but a lot of work needs to be done to make the writing a little bit more accessible and engaging to her readers. So hopefully as time goes on, she'll grow some as a writer. And she just has great ideas. She just needs to kind of polish putting them on the page. So hopefully future books will be better, but for now I'm going to kind of step away from that and read some other stuff. So anyways, those were the 7 books I got this week. Again, half of them I've already read, but I'm excited to read the ones that I haven't read. Again, a lot of series books, which, you know, it's how it goes this time of year. For some reason in the fall, a lot of series I'm reading have books come out. Other than that, I do apologize. I missed my stack on the shelves this Saturday, and I completely didn't even realize I missed it until like this week. And I was like, oh, you know, I think I never posted that. I had mentioned in my last video, I am transitioning to a new job, and that is interesting when you're doing it internally at a company. So I'm not only trying to train somebody in for my current position, which has been taking a lot of time, and support stuff going on for my current job. I also am trying to learn a whole bunch of stuff for my new job. So it's not even that it's been time consuming, but it's not even like overwhelming time wise. More it's just overwhelming like brain wise, because like I have a routine in certain things I do, and I'm not having that routine at all. And so I'm just kind of frantically bouncing around between things, and it's just a little hard on the brain. And so like my routine is just completely off, and I know that will settle down, but it'll probably take a few months to settle down and get to a new routine. It doesn't help, like, so I had a lab in an office at work, and I will be 100% at home, at least for the first few months. I may eventually go on 1 or 2 days a week. But as a result of that, like, I'm having to get everything from my work office brought home. And now I have like all this stuff sitting around, which you can probably see there's like boxes behind me here. And there's some bags on the ground. Those are all things from my office. And honestly, a lot of stuff has been like in my office at my first job and just got moved to my new office. So trying to consolidate all that has been a little bit crazy. I like to be super organized, and having all this stuff that doesn't have a place to be kind of stresses me out. And then me and my husband both bought new like motorized standing desks, because he's been wanting a new desk for a while. And my current desk was this kind of like very tipsy contraption with like a manual standing desk on it. So we did that. So we're trying to get that all set up, and it's just been a lot of upheaval. So things are a little bit crazy for me right now, and I've been feeling a little bit scattered. So I'm hoping that'll start to calm down as I transition more of my current job off onto my replacement and start picking up some new stuff. I can focus more on that. But right now this has honestly been an awful week for me. I've been so stressed out. And I'm sure as I start my new job, it won't get any better, but at least then I won't be trying to deal with like 2 groups of people from 2 sides who all think their stuff is really important. And it's been fine, but it's just a lot to deal with right now. And then, you know, I'm trying to kind of like, I know it's probably gonna be busy when I start my new job, so I'm trying to like just get this stuff done and get my new desk set up and get everything kind of situated so I can really focus when I start that job. So that being said, yeah, I don't know a whole lot else to talk about. We are probably going to get our first, like, accumulating snow this weekend, supposedly. I don't know. We'll see. It's really dependent on temperature. We got a ton of rain yesterday. We're supposed to continue to get rain. Up north, they're actually getting shovelable snow, so they're actually having some snow accumulation. A couple of the guys I work with who work remotely from northern Minnesota woke up to a couple inches of snow this morning. So it's very dependent on temperature. Like if it gets just like a couple degrees colder, we could get snow. If it stays a couple degrees warmer, it could be rain. And I'm telling you, it's still not pleasant to be outside when it's 35 and raining. But so we'll see. We might have some snow this weekend. We might not, but we're getting all set up for it. We have to put our little stakes along the road so the snowplow knows where to go and all of that, and get the snowblower moved up and the lawnmower moved out. And so a little bit to do this weekend, getting prepared for all of that. We did a lot last weekend, but there's always kind of a turnover where you're trying to get all your stuff settled for the winter. Yeah, get the lawn for the furniture on the deck. We had to take the cushions off because we don't want it to rain and then freeze on the cushions. So we did that, and now we're going to cover all the furniture and all that. So fun stuff. Other than that, not a lot going on. My son's doing fine in school. He's doing his thing, still doing his debate knowledge bowl, and now he's doing chess club as well. My husband's still working from home, and everybody's kind of cruising right now, except for me, who's like just scattered and running all over the place. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a great week of reading and got some great books. I try to do videos every Wednesday and Saturday, although I'm going to say the next few months while I'm doing this job transition, it will probably be some Saturdays and barely any Wednesdays. But I do have a video coming up this Wednesday. It's a David's Tea Box subscription unboxing. I got my 4th quarter tea box, so if you're all interested in that, you can watch that. And I will probably do another Stacking the Shelves next Saturday. So anyways, again, hope you got some great books. Have a great week of reading ahead of you, and I will talk to you on Wednesday for my tea box unboxing. Bye.